Good evening, fam. What is going on? It is hump day. It is good to be back. Still a little bit under the weather here, but definitely feeling better than I was last week. It's just good to be back. Had to take Monday off because I just wasn't feeling it. Plus it was Memorial Day and it was just a good day to get that extra day of rest in anyway. I had family in on the weekend. Regardless, I hope everybody's doing well. Um, I had some tech issues. Server wasn't picking up. What is going on, General Mills? It's good to see you, brother. Had some tech issues coming on, so we started, just a little bit later. I had to it's just nothing freaking generated from the studio to both YouTube and Rumble. And fortunately the links for Rumble was good. I had to redo a new link for YouTube, so there's probably a new link up there. So I apologize to anybody who might have been waiting on YouTube. Um, just refresh and see if you get it. So um, hopefully you'll be able to pick me up again because it just didn't work again. Every now and then this happens for whatever reason. I know YouTube has just got me on ice anyway, so it doesn't matter with YouTube. I know everybody's kind of transitioning over to Rumble, which is good. Rumble is doing right by me. So, in case you guys are just tuning in and you haven't been with us for a while, Rumble has given me the go ahead and start, clocking the hours I need to actually monetize. So, probably about a month or two, I'll get that, I'll get that moving. So, I will be moving to 5 days a week next month, including a Rumble only show on on Saturdays with the real Timely Bulls. I'll let you guys all know when that's gonna get going. We were supposed to have a Warrior Wednesday today with Major Ed Polito. He had to reschedule to the 11th. He's running a 501c called Empower the Veterans, and he's got things that just pop up and stuff like that. So, um, you know, I apologize. We will get that going, but he's going to be the first one that we do when we do the first Warrior Wednesday because him and I kind of rolled on some of the same hardball together in Iraq. We didn't know each other, but we just we know a lot of the same areas, and we're just there at the same time. So I wanted to bring him on. His story is like something fierce too. Um, it's just you guys will appreciate it. But anyway, don't forget to pick up some Scars and Stripes coffee, fam. As you see, got my hat on. I'm also wearing a shirt, and I got a cup. God, family, country, right there. And I'm using the cup today. Unfortunately, it's not coffee in it. It's actually tea because I can't drink coffee when I'm not feeling right and whatnot. So, yeah, Botrix didn't pick up the link probably because I was having issues. So thanks, Jonathan. I appreciate it, man. It just, again, it picked up Rumble fine when Rumble picked up, but it didn't pick up YouTube. I had to redo a whole thing and just set it up. It just whatever. YouTube is YouTube, and like again, they have me on ice anyway. If you'd like to what do you call it, help out the show, there's a buy me a coffee link at the top of each chats. Appreciate anything that you guys can help out with. Everything goes to the show, fam. But anyway, let's get into some stuff. Things have just been going on left and right. Every time I turn around there's something popping off. uh one of the things, I don't know if you guys listen, well, I shouldn't say that because you guys are actually in tune with just about everything all the time. So when I'm bringing up something, you guys already know what's going on. And if you don't, you pick it up here and you add to it because you might have heard something. So um Trump is just, he's doing his thing. He's adding more troops to the border, which is a good thing. They do need to start concentrating on the northern border, though. We need to tighten that down. You know, so but just from the New York Post, it says Trump deploys an additional 1,115 troops to the U.S. Mexico border, bringing the total to nearly 10,000 service members. That's it. Militarize the borders, both borders. Like again, they need to start concentrating a little bit more on the northern border too. We've been forgetting that, and that's even more lax than the southern border. Trump administration approved an additional 1,115 service members for deployment to the southern border on Thursday as part of President Trump's. This must have been like last week because we're on Wednesday. When was this? Yeah, yeah. Again, this is shit I didn't even know. Um, Found out about it a freaking week late. The latest round of deployments will bring the total number of U.S. troops to the border close to 10,000, far higher than the 2,500 National Guardsmen former President Joe Biden had stationed on the frontier at the end of his term. And then currently there are more than 8,000 service members actively patrolling the U.S. Mexico border in aerial, maritime, and land support roles, a U.S. Northern Command spokesman told the Post. So, we need these things to continue to go on, right? Um, Bot Ricks, by the way, just kicked in. Jonathan, you see that? It's crazy. It's just nuts. Botrix just did its thing. Uh, AI, I'm telling you. But hey, Blondie, what's going on? It's nice to see you. Speaking of Blondie, next Wednesday, we have Jake from Steak Farms. He's going to be on the show on next Wednesday on the 4th, and we owe that to Blondie. And he's a rancher. He's an American rancher. He sells bison and everything, beef tallow and whatnot. So we'll make sure we have all his links in the description and we get that going and whatnot so that you guys can look at his website and purchase things from him, right? We should purchase from just Americans anyway. We should really support our local ranchers, our local farmers and whatnot. We really got to do a better job in this country of doing that. But we'll thank Blondie for that. She set that up and it should be a good show. It should be pretty much a Maha episode, and we'll be talking some health stuff and whatnot. But it's gonna be great, and I want to thank Blondie for setting that up. Blondie just be doing her thing on the outside, trying to help the show. So I want to make sure that we acknowledge the fact that she goes out of her way to try to find good people that follow her and stuff like that that might be good for the show, good fit for the show. She knows how we do. We just want to bring patriots on and let them give them the highlight, let them know what's going on for themselves and whatever's going on with them, anything we can do to help them, their businesses and whatnot. We want patriots, and Blondie's a big patriot herself, so she's been helping me outside of this. So I just want to acknowledge that to all of you fam, that Blondie's, she's not even asking for anything, and she just wants to see the show grow, and she wants to see this community grow and whatnot. So I just want to tell you I love you, hun. You're a phenomenal person, and I truly, truly appreciate you and everything you've been trying to do behind the scenes and whatnot. So thank you, Blondie. Love you. You've just been doing it. Rogue Nina, what is going on? It's good to see you. If you're just joining us, I see Rumble is doing its thing again. I love you guys on Rumble. You guys are freaking awesome. Say what's up. Say hello to us. We just want to know who you are. It's good to have you guys joining us and whatnot, but we want to know we want to know who you are, right? Like we want to know who's in this community. Don't forget to sign up for the Discord. We will be having a movie night next month at some point because we're not in June yet. We had rolled that back to once a month because we got to make sure Jonathan Stevie has time to have a life because he does a whole bunch of other things. But Blondie, just because you're just a freaking awesome person, you're gonna get today. You get all the love, hun. Seriously, you get all the love. That's all for you. That's all for Blondie because she just, constantly trying to help us out. She's gonna get hearts. You get the hearts today, Blondie. uh, yeah. So, you know, excuse me. I'm so sorry, fam. I bet that sounded nasty. I apologize. Uh, Again, I'm still working this freaking stupid sinus infection, and it's just lingering and doesn't want to go anywhere. And as you get older, don't get old, fam. It just fucking takes forever. So at some point, I'm almost at the 2 week mark. I'm probably gonna have to go hit some antibiotics to help me with this. I'll probably go on Saturday to go get some stuff. But other than that, I'm just gonna keep rolling here. Um, yeah, you deserve all the love, Blondie. You deserve all of it. Again, Rumble, you guys are freaking awesome. You guys are always showing out, and just again, say hello to us. We want to know who you are. We just appreciate it. I appreciate you guys so much. It's because of you all, okay, that I what do you call it? I am at the point now where I can just do my thing and get ready to what do you call it? Monetize. And I think that's freaking awesome. I just think it's awesome, and that's what I want to do. That's what's gonna help the show, and you guys just being part of it has just been a big deal for me. I'm glad Rumble is the way it is, okay? And they, they what do you call it? They make it easier for you to monetize and whatnot. They just straight up suck with YouTube. YouTube is the absolute worst. The way I'm going on YouTube, it's gonna be like the year 2050 by the time I monetize. So fuck YouTube anyway, whatever. But here you go, fam. Our friends on the left, Democrats, are spending millions to learn how to speak to American men and win back the working class. Well, you know what might have helped if you just stop calling, letting all these freaking weirdo men who like to pretend to be women and highlighting them and doing all kinds of stuff and giving them all kind of Women's of the Year awards and all the other shit. That pushed a lot of people away. It says party leaders are holding up in luxury hotel rooms on a strategy codenamed SAM, or Speaking with American Men, a strategic plan to try and convince working class to vote their way again, according to a report. This is from Monday. Democrats have blown millions of dollars on efforts to appeal to the American men who turned to President Donald Trump in droves on election day in hopes of winning back the working class, according to a report. They've spent 20 million on their efforts, fam, with donors and strategists holding up there's really no strategy to it at all. Holding up in luxury hotel rooms brainstorming how to convince working class men to return to the party. Fam, like they're literally spending dough on this shit. Okay. Yeah, I'm with you, Jonathan. Jonathan says Democrats, you aren't going to win back the working class until you stop blaming men for every fucking little thing and you purge the progressives from your party. 100%. In particular, it's the white man, right? So like the lefties, they want to blame white men for absolutely everything. It's ridiculous. Yeah, they could pay. Yeah, I would take the millions of dollars and I'll tell them how to fix it. Real simple. It's a real simple fix. But these freaking jabronis, they'll never get it right. They'll continue to fuck it up. Let them spend their money in this because that's just money that could be going into a campaign somewhere. Even though they have billion-dollar investors that like constantly invest in their bullshit. They're gonna have George Soros and them. What do you call it? They'll be mainlining money to them and shit like it's fucking heroin, just so they can try to help them out. Yeah, I don't know if I don't know at this point, Nina, if it's tax money because I don't know if it's actual politicians, but it would be some tax dollars of the politicians are traveling to this shit. But I think it's the strategists and the lobbyists and all these other fucking left wing crack job firms and whatnot, the Soroses of the world, and people like them that are it's real simple fix. Like like Jonathan said, um, you know, yeah, I tax money through the NGOs. Fortunately, we've been cracking down on that shit. And there's more to do. That's a valid statement. There's still more to do. There's still more money going to NGOs that has to stop, and many of them are political activist groups. You're 100% correct, Jonathan. That shit just got to come to an end. Period. Um, but if they want to fix shit with dudes, it's not a hard fix, guys. It really, really is not hard to fix. It's just not. Okay. But I hope they've lost the working man forever because they deserve to lose the working man forever. They've been in bed with Wall Street for a very long time and ran away from Main Street because they were getting their money, right? So their money is just very, very important. I've said it 100 times that the left is a conglomerate of special interest groups that actually all hate one another, but when it comes to unifying and getting their message out, they're fantastic at it. And we suck at it. Like right now, we just, we got a partial win going on in Congress, and the rhinos are going to absolutely fuck it up. We just we can't take one slight win at a time to just like start moving things in the right direction. They want it all in one fucking bag. It would be nice if the government actually worked that way, but it's not going to be in the because there's too many people with dirt and their dirt in the bag already. So the bag is already fucking heavy. There should have been more spending cuts in the big beautiful bill. A lot of people, we all agree on that, but we got to take wins when we can get them, fam. And again, the Republicans will find a way to fuck it all up. Yes, the Democrats are definitely the party of the rich now. They lost the working class thanks to Clinton. Um, I think, I think Obama still kind of had the working class a little bit, but that was definitely when they were reaching for. That was when they were becoming more elitist than they already are, and the elitism was becoming a little bit more overt. Definitely under Obama. So it started to definitely change under Clinton, but Obama they started losing, and obviously the first Trump election that just was like a nail in the coffin for them with working class people, and they lost them again in 2020. What do you call it? In 2020 with the steel. So, but guess who's in the news again? A good old boy, the COVID-19 with a new variant coming out of China, fam. All right, fucking Chinese dropped a bioweapon on us in 2019 on the whole world, and now there's a new variant linked to the surge that's going on in China right now. So like China's having some fucking issues with COVID right now. So here it is, fam. It says the CDC confirmed presence of MB1.8.1 variant, but says cases too few to be included in official COVID tracking data. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has detected multiple cases of the new COVID-19 variant NB181, which has been linked to a spike in cases in China. CDC spokesperson confirmed the findings to Fox News Digital, but said there have been too few cases for the strain to be included in the agency's COVID data tracking. There have been fewer than 20 sequences of NB181 in the U.S. baseline surveillance date to date, so has not met the threshold for inclusion in the COVID data tracker dashboard. The CDC spokesman told Fox News Digital, "We monitor all SARS-CoV-2 sequences, and if it increases in proportion, it will appear in the data tracker dashboard. The cases were reportedly detected through the CDC's airport screening program, according to CBS News. Through the CDC spokesman did not confirm this to Fox News Digital. While they have detected the new variant in the U.S., the agency also reported on May 23rd that emergency visits for influenza, COVID, and RSV are currently very low. In its 2-week predictions for COVID, influenza, the CDC said it expects the number of ER visits will likely stay at the current low level. So China fucking around again, some new variant. Uh, wouldn't surprise me if this shit is coming out of a lab too in China, not just freaking the natural order of how viruses mutate. Um, yeah, that's true. I'm just telling you guys. Yeah, I'm with you, Jonathan, but I'm just telling you, man. I just like it's just our good old friend fucking Koof is the COVID is in the news again from China. I just bring you guys this stuff because listen, you guys get a lot of big stuff from a lot of bigger channels and whatnot, a lot of bigger pages on Instagram and everything. So, I just see what it is that they're putting out, uh, and try to, obviously I'll put some of that stuff out on my page too, but I try to find stuff that you guys are not hearing in the in case you missed it type shit. That's what I try to do to bring it to you guys. Yeah, Nina, I posted that today. Did you hear the song that I attached to it on my page? uh, it just I just want to keep you guys informed, right? Because my methodology is this. Okay, as a kid growing up, my parents made sure we had all kind of resources and outlets. Obviously, those outlets became, one way over time and whatnot. But we need to go back to looking at things at everything. We can't just zero in on one thing all the time and stuff like that. It's easy to do that, right? Like I can do that, but I want to try to give you guys as much as possible. Because on Mondays and Fridays, Scott and I we get into it. We have these deep discussions. Sometimes we bring people on and have these discussions with them and stuff like that with certain things that are just constantly in the news. and whatnot. But there are some things that we miss, okay, or we're not paying attention to because of the big things that are constantly out there. So I just want to bring some of this stuff to you guys because it's important, to just keep, your foot on the pedal with other stuff. Let's see. Says you want to report on something the media isn't touching. Five-person mass, really, in Connecticut. Suspect is black, so the media is ignoring it because it doesn't fit the narrative. That doesn't surprise me. I'll have to take a look into that. I'll look into that some more, Jonathan. Thanks for giving me that. I saw something about that, but of course, it doesn't fit the narrative. So none of this shit fits the narrative. Um, it's why you guys don't get this stuff. So I try to pick up things here and there just to uh just to kind of keep you guys in the loop, keep myself in the loop as well with other things that are going on, not only in the country but in the world, because it's just important to do those things. You know, it's really important, uh, especially with like world things, right? I mean, obviously we have to keep an eye on everything here in the United States. It's just important to do that. Excuse me. It is America first. We were fucking tooting that horn, and we're gonna continue to toot that horn about making sure that we fix the things here in the U.S. that are very, very important to us to fix. Um, Many of the stuff we can fix is just by electing the right people, but that's up to us, the populace, and obviously the big parties don't help us along the way. The National Party on our side is always, fucking over conservative, good conservative candidates and whatnot, just so they can keep their rhino buddies in. So it's a lot to fix in this nation, but there are things that affect us that happen around the world. So I just try to, what do you call it? Uh, I just try to bring that stuff to you. I think Jonathan hit me up with something. Where'd you send it to, Jonathan? Did you put it in news and politics or you put it in general chat? I just saw. Oh, okay. You sent it to our regular chat. Hang on. All right, I'll bring that up right now. Thanks, Jonathan. Appreciate it. All right, here we go. This is what Jonathan was reporting on for us. It says suspect in Connecticut mall mass shooting identified as Tawan Washington, a 19-year-old who was out on a $25,000 bond. The gunman suspected of wounding five people at a Connecticut mall is a teenager who was out on a bond on separate charges, officials said on Wednesday. Tawan Washington, 19, opened fire after confronting on another man he had history of beef, again with this disc culture shit, with at the Brass Mill Center in Waterbury Tuesday afternoon, striking the man and four women he was with. Mayor Paul K. Pernaruski Jr. said during a news conference. The mayor and police officials said that the shooting, which happened near the shopping center's main entrance just before 5 p.m., was not a random act of violence. Yeah, no shit. This was a one-off incident, the mayor said, adding that the mall was safe for shopping. Yeah, they were just going. He was going in. He had beef with some dude. Washington was out on a 25,000, of course, $25,000 bond for reckless driving and other charges, according to Waterbury Police Chief Fred Spagnolo. Yeah, of course. Goodness. Yeah, it's yeah. High speed chase, sped off during a stop. You know, broke state, all kinds of state laws with that one. Out on $25,000 bond. This is the shit with the either no bond in some of these cases or these just low bonds that have been going on with the bail reform shit all across the country that has absolutely helped with the spike in crime in places, with these criminals just getting out on the street and then they go and do something to, again, this guy out on a $25,000 bond gets into a fucking, spraying some people that he had beef with. One dude he had beef with, and the four chicks that he was with got caught up in it. Probably that's usually how it is, unfortunately. But it straight up sucks. These people get out and they shouldn't be out on bail and whatnot, and they are. And out on a $25,000 bond. It's fucking insane, man. It's just insane. We got to stop with this madness. We just have to stop. Again, these are a lot of these Soros DAs across the country and judges and whatnot. This is why we're constantly telling you to pay attention to your DAs and judges locally. It's very important to pay attention to this stuff. Tariffs are in the news again, fam. Here we go. I constantly bring this shit to you guys. It says Trump delays 50% EU tariffs after requests from Brussels for time to make a deal. The US President Donald J. Trump said Sunday evening that he has agreed to delay additional tariffs on the European Union after receiving a call from EU chief Ursula von der Leyen requesting an extension to come to a trade deal. Because remember, we've been reporting here and there on this tariffs and how it's going because the news they'll shut this shit down and you won't see it. After President Trump branded the EU very difficult to deal with and warned that due to its intransigence, it could face a potential transitions, it could face a potential 50% tariff by June 1st. Brussels appears willing to negotiate, of course. Taking to True Social on Sunday, the president said, I received a call today from Ursula von der Leyen, president of the European Commission, requesting an extension on the June 1st deadline on the 50% tariff with respect to trade in the European Union. I agreed to the extension to July 9th, 2025. It was my privilege to do so. The commission president said that talks will begin rapidly. Thank you for your attention to this matter. I like how he ends shit. For her part, EU Chief von der Leyen said that she had a good call with Trump. Writing on X, the EU and US share the world's most consequential and close trade relationship. Europe is ready to advance talks swiftly and decisively. This is what it's all about, fam. This is the art of the deal type stuff. You know, um, yeah, I know, Jonathan. Jonathan is like super busy. So he's always got his ear to the floor. In his case, 10 hours of news a day at work. Yeah, you know, it's important, fam. Just stuff that's going on. It's constant negotiations. It's just a constant thing. It hasn't stopped. And the tariff thing is kind of fading out because the news isn't. They're not reporting this stuff. But there are trade deals that continue to be made. And every time he does an extension, it's because they want to sit down and talk to fix things, which is okay. It Again, I'm all for if we're gonna do a one for one on things, that's fine. But we also got to be able to sell our products in their countries, like just not like have all their products being sold in ours, and we're only allowed several things to sell in theirs. It's got to be a joint effort. Listen, if you wanted to have real free trade, you just wouldn't even tariff each other, right? Um, we know that's not going to happen, but like that would be the way to do it. And you know, we just need these moves to continue to be made. We need these countries to continue to come and talk to us. We'll talk. He's willing to talk to anybody, right? Anybody who wants to come to the table, he'll sit down with them and enjoy a freaking Diet Coke with them, or Coke, whatever it is he drinks, in a fucking Big Mac. Uh, or you can get brought to the freaking White House, uh, Oval Office, and watch videos of the shit going on in your country, and then he could just make you look like a fucking tool on the national stage as well. So it all depends on how you approach things when you come to see Trump. If you're just joining us, it is a hump day. It is Wednesday. Don't forget to pick up your Scars and Stripes coffee, fam. Don't forget to sign up for the Discord. We will have a movie night again coming up again next month. We roll that back to once a month. We got the Real Timely Bulls will be with us on Friday, live from the U.S. He is on vacation here in the U.S. with his wife, and they're gonna come and hang with us on Friday night. This time there won't be a 5-hour difference, so we could be able to good night and just to keep the real timely booze in what I'm talking about, him and I are gonna actually start a show on Saturdays on Rumble. That'll be a Rumble only thing. It'll actually be eventually be Rumble Premium. From the start, it won't, but it eventually be a Rumble Premium thing. So once Rumble gives me that okay, that is the one show that I'll be doing Rumble Premium because I have to do 5 hours of Rumble Premium stuff. So unfortunately, that'll be that, it'll be that Saturday show. But in the meantime, once we get started, it won't be a premium thing right off the bat because I won't be monetized yet on Rumble. So once I get monetized, then I can do Rumble Premium stuff only. But other than that, all the rest of the stuff will be, Monday through Friday. I'm gonna be ramping up the shows and going Monday through Friday. Myself and Scott still on Mondays and Fridays. An occasional Warrior Wednesdays. On Wednesdays, first one will be uh, June 11th with Major Ed Polito. Him and I were in Iraq at the same time, rolled on some of the same hardball. So we're gonna bring him onto the show so he can tell his story of his service story and what it is that he's doing now in life, right? Because Hollywood and the Marxist state media will have you think that all veterans, that especially those of us that served in combat, were all maladjusted. But like Major Ed Polito is probably one of the most adjusted person I know, and he suffered catastrophic injuries. But that's his story to tell, and I'll let him tell you guys when he gets here um, on the 11th, and it should be a good show. He's actually asked to see if him and I can do a show together. So we'll see. I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to work things out. So things are moving for the channel, fam. And a lot of it right now is to you guys on Rumble who have been just absolutely fantastic and just been showing up. And, little by little, the grind is paying off. And I owe this upcoming monetization to you guys on Rumble because YouTube, again, they got me on ice. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon on YouTube. And it just is what it is. People have a hard time finding me on YouTube, which they shouldn't, but it is what it is. At this point, it'll be the year 2050 by the time, and I'll be dead by that time anyway. Uh, when my channel will finally monetize on YouTube, somebody else will be running the Big Red One Guy channel and shit. Uh, when I finally get monetized on YouTube, but that's what we got going coming up on the show, uh, fam. Big things coming up. We got Jake Jake from Steak Farm. I just love that name. Will be with us next Wednesday, and we owe that to Blondie. Blondie set that up, and it's gonna be a Maha episode next Wednesday, and it should just be good. Um, his product he sells, bison. Uh, he's got his own ranch and whatnot, so he sells meats. He's got tallows and everything like that. So there's the type of things that a lot of you guys are into. A lot of people on our show are really, health conscious and whatnot, and really part of the Maha movement. Many of our guests that have been on, excuse me, fam, sorry. Many of the guests that have been on, you know, are part of the Maha movement and whatnot, and have done things with RFK Jr. during the campaign. So we just, we gotta continue to keep that spirit going, and any chance we get to bring people on who are living that life and have a product for you guys to take a look at and possibly purchase, so we can you know take care of the American rancher first, and American products first and whatnot, and American companies first, especially the local people. We want to take care of our local farmers and ranchers first and foremost. That's who we should be buying from, first before, because I mean, fam, we literally sell our meat to other countries. And you know what they do? They just sell that shit right back to us. It's insane, absolutely insane what we do. We should have no problems with any kind of ranching in this country. But every now and then, you'll see some ranch go up in flames. You'll see an epidemic where they kill freaking hundreds and thousands of chickens, millions of chickens, or whatever. It's all done intentionally. Just to fuck it's like what, two companies own like all the big ranches and whatnot. It's insane. We got to get back to doing supporting the little guy in this country. You'll get a better product, you get a healthier product, and more humane product. A lot of people worry about that. That's a big thing too. So But like I said, a lot of stuff going on, fam, and we got good stuff going on with the channel. And again, I owe a lot of this shit to you guys. I will continue to give you guys the praise because you guys absolutely deserve it. 100% on Rumble. You guys are doing your thing. But just so you know, Google. Here we go with some Google news. Google has a big, this is from The Verge, says Google has a big AI advantage. It already knows everything about you. Google is slowly giving Gemini more and more access to user data to personalize your responses. Google's AI models have a secret ingredient that's giving the company a leg up on competitors like OpenAI and Anthropic. That ingredient is your data. And it's only just scratched the surface in terms of how it can use your information to personalize Gemini's responses. Google first started letting users opt in to its Gemini with personalization feature earlier this year, which lets the AI model tap into your search history. Hell no, they do that anyway, regardless, believe it or not. Doesn't matter. Even though they give you these things, they're doing their shit anyway to provide responses that are uniquely insightful and directly address your needs. But now Google is taking things a step further by unlocking access to even more of your information, all in the name of providing you with more personalized AI generated responses. During Google I/O on Tuesday, Google introduced something called personal context, which will allow Gemini models to pull relevant information from across Google's apps as long as it has your permission. They're going to do it anyway. One way Google is doing this is through Gmail's personalized smart replies. This is why I don't do those. So, many of us have Gmail. This is why I don't do that. Almost out of tea. This is why I don't do that. Okay. This is why like I don't I mean, again, they get all our shit. They have all our stuff already. If you have Gmail, whatever you have. I mean, it doesn't matter. All these apps are all connected. They all know your shit. Your freak our laptops, TVs, everybody's watching us and it doesn't even matter. But Google again has a leg up because they're monopolizing search engines and all. They're fighting right now in court because of that. I would love to see them get broken up. To make these AI responses sound authentically like you, Gemini will pour over your previous emails. Oh, great. And even your Google Drive files. Awesome. To craft a reply tailored to your conversation. The response will even incorporate your tone. Nice. The greeting you use the most and even favorite word choices. As an example, Google says if you're chatting with a friend about road trip advice, Gemini can search through your emails and files, allowing it to find hotel reservations, fucking A, and an itinerary you put together. It could then suggest a response that incorporates relevant information. Holy shit. Just like all part of the Big Brother screen. It is, right? AI is just like creepy as fuck. It just gets creepier and creepier with this shit. Uh it's terrible. It gets creepier and creepier with this freaking AI stuff. With what's going on. More and more shit taken from us and whatnot. Again, they already have all our information that just no matter how we put it, our information has been out there in the world wide web for everything. The minute you sign up for an app or whatever, his shit gets shared with everybody. Uh, so Rognina says, imagine not opting out when given an option. Fuck that. Fuck them. I will never use AI. But here's the thing: even with all the opt outs that they do, they're still doing this shit, right? Like they're not stopping it. This is why this continues to grow. They're telling you they're giving you opt outs and whatnot, and you might sign it and do your digital signature and all that other shit. But I personally don't believe that they're what do you call it, honoring any of that stuff, any of it. I personally think that they're just still going on full speed with all of this shit. I just don't see it stopping anytime soon. It's just going to continue to ramp up and whatnot. It's crazy shit. It's all about the craziness, man. This is why it's Wild Wednesdays, because I try to bring you shit again that you probably, you might have saw it, okay, but there's a high probability that you didn't because the Marxist state media is not going to tell you any of this stuff. Uh, Big Con is focused on other things. and whatnot. So I just want to give you guys as much news that I can on these little 1 hour days. General Mills says 2029 world's done cause of AI. Yeah, who knows, man? It's like Skynet, man. It's just all over the fucking place. Okay, that tea was good. I don't drink tea very. I like coffee more than anything, but I've had to drink tea, not feeling well. Yeah, Nina, it is a complete illusion of being in control of anything. It's just ridiculous. Again, I just feel like they continue to do this shit anyway, without anybody's freaking, approval, without anybody's, hey, yeah, you can do it. Even for people who opt out. But yeah, we got to get shit. We just got to move this AI stuff. We got to really regulate the shit out of it. It's here to stay. AI has been around for a very long time anyway. Just on like a smaller scale than what it is now. Actually, it's been a pretty big scale. It's been in all kinds of. It's been in our search engines forever. It's been in gaming for a very long time. But it's a different type of AI. Uh, and stuff like that. But this shit now is just it's getting out of control. And like I said, it's like Skynet. Before you know it, well, what do you call it? We'll have all kinds of freaking stuff popping off. So, but did you guys see? I just I saw this today. I don't know when this happened. I'm gonna read this article, but we had a volcano go off in Hawaii. It says Hawaii's Kilauea. I can't if I fucking botch. I'm sure I botched that. Volcano spews lava as high as the Eiffel Tower in a spectacular display. Hawaii's Kilo guys. I'm sure I'm fucking killing that. Kilauea or Kilua. We'll say Kalua volcano has been putting on an incredible display as lava has been spewing 300 meters into the air from one of the world's most active volcanoes. Reaching the heights of the Eiffel Tower, neon orange melted rock dazzled an otherwise gray landscape in a shocking series of eruptions. The volcano on the Big Island, about 200 miles southeast of Honolulu, God, I can't read today, has been periodically erupting since December, with some displays lasting for days. I don't know if there's any ads on this, fam. I'm gonna try to see if I can freaking get this shit to play. There we go. Mother Nature, man. We get a little fucking some techno. Just wanted you guys to catch that. That's just these nature doing its thing. Uh, yeah, AI has definitely progressed in the last 5 years. The AI video is insanely good now. Yeah, they're just it's why they're trying to regulate shit because of these deep fake stuff and everything like that we got going on. It's crazy with AI. Uh, but that volcano was definitely not AI. It's been going off since December, having a little outburst. So I guess it's probably a good thing that it's relieving pressure, and we don't just get some massive freaking Krakatoa shit that just blankets the earth with ash and whatnot. You know, it's crazy, man. AI is just, I don't know, fam. I don't know what you guys think about it. Uh, there was a time when I was young, gaming and all that other stuff. Because I'm into sci-fi and fantasy, uh, I was into all of that shit. And then as I got older and realized the significance of how it would absolutely control every aspect of our lives. And then some movies came out about it, um, that we just people just didn't pay attention to, things like the Terminator and whatnot. Um, you know, just a lot of other movies. The movie itself, artificial intelligence. There are a lot of things that were just saying, "Hey, yeah, this might be a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing." And if we don't regulate that shit, it'll get out of control, and we'll be fucking slaves to machines like the damn Matrix. If we're not in the Matrix already, uh, it's just batshit crazy, man. The way they're moving with this, at the speed they're moving at, it's like Jonathan was saying. The videos now are just incredible, absolutely incredible. Some of the videos, um, they're just ridiculous. And if you look at like just the art that comes out of it, right? Like, because when people are putting memes together, like with this AI shit, when some shit funny happens in the news cycle and people start dropping memes, especially us when we're dropping memes about the left, people put out things so quick with AI. It's just amazing how fast shit comes up. It's just the internet is just undefeated, and the memes that come out of it are just pretty funny. But again, it's just moving at light speed. Um, yeah, it's crazy. And if you've seen the robotics, right? If you guys are paying attention to the robotics that's going on, okay? I'm not talking about like, for like humans who, prosthetics and shit, robotics. Like they're getting smarter and smarter. They're looking more real and real by the minute, okay? And they're learning very, very fast. And a lot of it has to do with artificial intelligence right now. Um, yeah, some of the AI music does come out pretty dope, I have to admit. Uh, it does. Some of the AI music is pretty smooth. I'm still into, even at 51, I'm still into deep house and shit like that. And I listened to a deep house track that someone made using AI, and it was ridiculous. They literally just put in the prompts of what they wanted to hear, and the jam came out. It was it was pretty sweet, you know. So will there be benefits to AI? There's always benefits to technology, but there's just the things that can absolutely go wrong with it. Uh, yeah, I heard that Amazon's trying to go to automation with those types of robots and whatnot. Aren't they already doing drones and shit like that with like deliveries and stuff? I know that drone delivery shit's kind of been around for a little bit now. I don't even think it's just Amazon that does that. It's it is scary, guys. It's scary that stuff is just, it's insane to see. It's really insane to see. But, this is where we're headed. What we have to do is we just got to make sure that, we're staying on top of this stuff, and we regulate it the best we can. We have to just keep our eyes on it and make sure that we have, what do you call it? Control. And so here's, speaking of, we were talking about, right? Like local farmers and whatnot earlier, and making sure that we support them. And we're gonna have one on next week, which should be a pretty good show. But I saw this today, and I didn't get a chance to post it on my page because I was busy at work. And this should not surprise anybody. It says USDA whistleblower says Biden regime secretly crushed white farmers by only paying off farmer loans if they were not white males. That's not surprising. A whistleblower from the Department of Agriculture told News Nation that the Biden administration loan relief program purposefully hurt white farmers. It's like the only people that are fucking farming in our country, pretty much. The Biden regime, through the American Rescue Act, used 800 million in taxpayer money to secretly give loan forgiveness to minority farmers. Not that we don't have them in this country, we do. It's not right, the USDA whistleblower told News Nation. It was discriminatory, unethical, and the people who pushed it are still in charge of the agency. Great. Those at the national office, Trump hasn't gotten rid of them. Well, Trump, I hope you're paying attention, because these are the type of people that got to go. So just to be clear, if you were American Indian, Alaskan Native, Asian, Black, African American, Native Hawaiian, Pacific Islander, Hispanic, or Latino, and you were in that group, you were told you didn't have to pay your bills. See, that's some bullshit right there. Yeah, AI is gonna definitely do some to make government do fucked up shit and say it didn't happen. It was AI. Yeah, they'll blame all that shit on AI. Um, the whistleblower said, according to the American Rescue Plan, the relief was offered up to 120% loan to value, which means the farmers could claim they were upside down to get even more cash. Essentially, yes, that's correct, and that's your loan would be forgiven up to 120% of the loan value. Let's see if this video has.
When former President Joe
Here we go. Got a little video that we can play.
Biden left Washington, D.C., he was leaving behind a DEI secret involving American farmers and $800 million in taxpayer money. And a United States Department of Agriculture whistleblower is now sounding the alarm.
It was to pay off anyone who wasn't a white male's loan. That was the only qualification for this loan forgiveness.
And what was the reaction?
So it was really silent. They were trying to keep this hushed because of the obvious implications of race-based loan forgiveness.
Race-based loan forgiveness. It's in black and white, buried in the American Rescue Plan Act. The United States Secretary of Agriculture shall provide a payment in an amount up to 120% of the outstanding indebtedness of each socially disadvantaged farmer or rancher. The act explicitly lays out who's considered socially disadvantaged.
So just to be clear, if you were American Indian, Alaskan Native, Asian Black, African American, Native Hawaiian, Pacific Islander, Hispanic, or Latino, and you were in that group, you were told you didn't have to pay your bills, essentially?
Yes, that's correct, and that your loan would be forgiven up to 120% of the loan value.
To me, it was combating racism with more racism. I couldn't believe that it was happening in today's age.
James Dunlap owns a small family farm in Baker City, Oregon. He works 2 other jobs to keep his farm afloat, but did not qualify for the loan forgiveness because he's white.
I knew what they were saying was that minority farmers were going to have their loans forgiven for no reason.
Straight bullshit.
Other than they decided to, they being the government. So.
And how much money they had nothing to do with it.
As far as I understand, not at all. It wasn't about hardship. It wasn't about financial situations at all. It was purely what box you checked under that ethnicity line on your application.
If you checked a non-white box, you got the free money, no matter how rich you were. James and other white farmers sued the Biden administration and were successful. The loan forgiveness for any farmer who's not white was stopped. The judge writing in his decision, it was an actual constitutional harm that cannot be undone. And James and other white farmers will suffer the harm of being excluded from eligibility for that debt relief program solely on the basis of his race. That harm he has shown is irreparable. But this is where things get interesting. The Biden administration was not ready to give up. They passed the Inflation Reduction Act to help farmers who couldn't pay their loans. It was supposed to help all farmers, but News Nation has learned all farmers were not told about it. News Nation obtaining a copy of this email that was sent out to share information about new payments and/or loan modifications that may assist you. But here's the catch. Our whistleblower says it was only sent to the minority farmers, aka the socially disadvantaged group. And he says USDA workers were even instructed to tell that group to stop paying their loans because they would still be forgiven. The whistleblower says none of the white farmers he works with received the email.
They got nothing. You know, it might not meet the legal definition of fraud, but it isn't right. It was discriminatory, it was unethical, and the people who pushed it are still in charge of the agency.
They're still in charge?
Yes. At our national office, they're still, Trump hasn't got rid of them.
Well, something for fucking. I hope Trump's paying. Yeah, hope he's paying attention to shit like this, right? I know he's got a lot of stuff going on, but we do have good people at the USDA that he put in charge of it. They need to fucking upend this shit. The people that were part of this type of program. This is why the Supreme Court shot down affirmative action, right? Why the Asians won that freaking lawsuit against Harvard and whatnot, and affirmative action essentially just went away because of things like this. Okay. There's all kinds of programs for everybody out there, right? There's all kinds of loans. There's all kinds of special loans. fucking grants, whatever it is. We talked. Jonathan found the two left. There was it. How many was it? Like I think it was up to when I was in high school. It was two loans for left-handed people. I think Jonathan found is like 15 loans now for left-handed people or something like that. School loans to go to school. So, I get it. We're gonna try to take care of everybody, but this is a program that's supposed to be taking care of everybody, and not specifically just a group of fucking people because of the melanin in their skin. It's bullshit. Okay, and this is why affirmative action was always trash. Okay, and why it's just such a backlash now because in the end it just was discrimination from one group to another. That's all it is. That's all it ever was. Okay, and it's just ridiculous. This guy's farmers who happen to be white that he worked with didn't get the information they needed. They weren't allowed to freaking get the same you know help that minority farmers were able to get. They were told specifically the people in the USDA not to help white farmers essentially. So this is and the rules and regulation that all the rules in these acts. Again, this is our fucking congressmen and whatnot not reading and senators not reading the bills and shit because they don't ever read any of this stuff. They cherry pick what they want to read, then they bitch and complain about it, and they come out and they bitch about one portion of the fucking bill, but they take 1% out of it. The other 99%, they're people that read, they don't know what the fuck is in it. Even the people that we like, you know. Um, yeah, Nina, you could be right. It could be 30 something grants for lefties. It could be. We could be at that point right now. That wouldn't surprise me in the least. But this is all the bullshit that needs to stop. It needs to come to an end. And again, these people are still in charge under the Trump administration. These are the people that need to get weeded out. So this is why I bring these articles to you guys and these things that um, the Marxist state media doesn't bring to you, right? And Big Con isn't really dipping into any of this stuff because these are the things that we need to know so we can make our decisions on things on who we're voting for and whatnot. Yes, they just changed the name of the agenda and keep pushing it. It's just bullshit. Um, but again, this excuse me, fam. I will get over this goddamn sinus infection at some point. Uh, anyway, yeah, it is social injustice. It's bullshit. It is just a crock of shit. Okay, and then it's just all the shit needs to get reworked. Again, I have no problem with helping people out. Okay, obviously it needs to be warranted, but it should just be across the board. You can't say we're gonna help farmers, but we're just gonna exclude these people. Okay, because of the melanin in their skin, it's fucking they don't have enough of it. All right, it's bullshit. We can't continue to do things like that. It's unconstitutional, and I'm glad that they won in court. I'm glad they got their day in court and they won and they got what they needed for help. Our farming industry is absolutely in shambles here in this country, and it shouldn't be. There was a time in my childhood when I can remember, even in my young adulthood. Okay, I can remember we were literally feeding the world. Okay, literally feeding the world. And now we're just, we're bringing shit in from other countries that, especially countries that don't give a fuck about us or our values, and we're bringing their food in and whatnot. Don't have the same kind of, regulations on their food and whatnot, and we're just bringing in shit. And then with us, we have too much regulation, and we regulate the wrong shit, okay, and make it even more hard for the average farmer to do their thing. Every year there's like new regulations. That's another shit that needs to get deregulated with all the stuff. Um, Especially over the last 4 years, uh, the USDA was just they ran amok under the Biden administration because they had free reign to do whatever they want and fuck over a whole bunch of our ranchers and farmers here in the United States, done intentionally. And as you can see, if you were a white farmer in the last 4 years, you know how that went down. But all right, fam, we're gonna what do you call it, lock it up here soon. So anyway, this Friday we got the real Tomley Booze. Okay, he's coming, hanging with us. Uh, Here in the United States, he's in the States with his wife, so he's gonna come hang on the show with us. Him and I will be starting a show on Saturdays that will be Rumble only, um, and eventually be Rumble Premium. Initially, it won't because I'm not monetized completely. I can't. I'm not authorized to monetize and part of the creator program yet. on Rumble. So when we get going, the first couple episodes, you guys get to tune into it. You guys will get to see it if you don't have Rumble Premium, and if you like the show, when it goes to Rumble Premium only, if you decide to get Rumble Premium, you can check us out again. Um, but I want to thank you all on Rumble again. I'm in this position because of all of you. Um, YouTube has been very stagnant and on ice for a very long time, and I've had no growth there. I actually lost people, and then I gained some people back, I guess. But it's been very stagnant. They don't get my videos out, stuff. It is what it is. I do appreciate you guys that are still hanging on YouTube. Okay, those of you that are still chilling, I appreciate it. You guys are doing it. All right. And I see like two or three on YouTube that have been hanging around every episode now, and I'm okay with that. You know, it is what it is. I appreciate you all too. So don't think I don't appreciate you guys um, on YouTube as well. I really do. So this week, the Friday, the Real Timely Booze. Um, Next Monday, it's just myself and Scott. Next Wednesday, we'll have Jake from Steak Farm will be on with us. Uh, Next Friday, nobody. And then following after that, I'll have my first Warrior Wednesday. That's going to be a complete um, separate show. It won't have the Break the Machine logos and stuff like that I put in there and backgrounds and whatnot. That's just going to be Warrior Wednesdays when I have those shows. Um, and then in that show, I'm just trying to highlight some veterans and their service and talk about anything that they might be doing in the real world. For instance, like Major Ed Polito has his own 501c, Empower the Veterans, that does a lot in the state of Oklahoma, and they're growing. And he was supposed to be on tonight, but because of his 501c, there was something that he had to attend to that was very important. Um, so I just, I'd rather him do that and just when he has the time, just come and hang with us. But he's gonna be our first Warrior Wednesday. But we got things are growing here on this channel, fam. And it's all because of you, especially you all on Rumble. You guys, I can't thank you all enough. Um, Next Wednesday again, Jake from Steak Farm is thanks to Blondie. Blondie hooked us up. I gave her some love earlier on in the show because she just does things on her own to try to bring people on the show that are part of our world and just think like we do. The good guests that could come on talk about what it is that they do uh, and whatnot. So I appreciate you, Blondie. Once again, I got to thank you all for that. So let me say what's up to thank you to General Mills for tuning in, one and only Blondie for tuning in, Rogue Nina for tuning in and saying what's up to us. Appreciate it. Did I miss anybody, Jonathan? I didn't see too many people like we had on base Blondie. I said Blondie. Yas 1334. That's Jonathan. Um, did I miss anything? Miss anyone, Jonathan? Just want to make sure I thank you all. Okay, I'm good. So with that, oh Jesus, sorry about that, guys. With that said, I am the Big Red One guy signing out. And remember that together and only together can we break the machine. Don't forget to like and subscribe, fam, as you're watching these shows and whatnot. It helps the algorithm. It helps the videos get out to people. Please share them with people that you might think and bring them along the next time you come. If you think you have somebody who might want to tune in with us, bring them in, right? We got to continue to build this community. And I want to make this demolition crew just get bigger and bigger because that's what you all are. You guys are all part of the demo crew because you guys are constantly destroying the narrative and whatnot. Don't forget to sign up for the Discord as well. We will have a movie night again next month. We will let you know when that happens because we want to make sure Jonathan has a life. Again, Big Red One guy signing out. And remember that together and only together can we break the machine. God bless you all and God bless America. I will see you all on Friday night, fam. Have a good night.